What do you think about that?
We'll see if we get home safely.
Like a glove.
Like a glove, baby.
Oh God, let's hope we don't have to hit the brakes. This would be a new windshield, impossible impalement, but you know, that's what the Volvo's for. It's built Volvo Tough.
Hey everybody, it's Alan from WSBG and welcome back to the channel. In the last video, we showed you how we got started. We did a full layout for our new golf simulator. We also showed you how we laid down the padding for underneath the turf. But today, we've got a really big surprise for you.
Okay, come and check out what the FedEx guy brought us over here. Our brand new simulator enclosure from Carl's place. Let me start unpacking this. We couldn't wait to have the camera on to unpack it, but this is gonna be our enclosure screen. We opted for the more expensive premium setup. That's because of our projector that we'll show you when that comes. So that's the screen. We got a baffle to stop high shots from coming back, some side nets to help protect from shanks, and then this will be the black fabric that covers the entire enclosure cage. That will also help provide some darkness for the projector screen. Inside that, they provide you with some hardware and then your actual enclosure paperwork and how-tos. We'll get to that in a second. The foam is in that box. We'll wait to open that, but let's get into this one. So they send you a bunch of zip ties, and these ones look like the zip ties that the cops use at protests when they're trying to arrest a bunch of people. But check these things out. They are beefy, huge, gonna help us make sure that screen is perfect tension. And then a bunch of ball bungees as well. We can zoom in on those things and show you guys how those work. But this is where the real magic is. So they send you all of the hookups, I guess the, what do you call them, the fittings for the enclosure. You just stick that 1-inch EMT right in there, tighten the screw down, and they give you a bunch of these. And then here are the corner pieces as well that you'll just stick that 1-inch EMT in. The cool part is with Carl's, they actually custom make the dimensions for each of these per the size of your enclosure. So this one's for us. If you're trying to build one, your enclosure needs to fit in exactly that dimension. But for us in our space, they upload this actually into a PDF, which is really cool. So if you order this and it's a 2-week wait or a 1-week wait and you want to really get started, you can go to Home Depot straight away and buy that EMT pipe, 1-inch EMT pipe, use the measurements from the PDF that they upload into your order on the back end and start cutting it. That is exactly what we did. And we're going to show you some footage of us going shopping at Home Depot for that pipe and then exactly how we cut it. Super easy. Check this out. What do you think about that?
We'll see if we get home safely.
Like a glove.
Like a glove, baby.
Oh God, let's hope we don't have to hit the brakes. This would be a new windshield, impossible impalement, but you know, that's what the Volvo's for. It's built Volvo Tough. It's in the description below. The EMT was the cheapest that we found in our area at Home Depot. 1-inch EMT and super easy to cut. So what you do is you look at your measurement sheet. Let's just pretend that this is an absolute perfect measurement and we'll stick it right there. Let's pretend like I'm marking a measurement that we need. Just measure it right there. Okay, perfect. We'll toss the Sharpie and it's super easy. This thing, you just open it up to the right width and just like that. And then you tighten it down. And then if you have a vise, obviously it's a little easier. We don't. And then all you do is twist and twist and twist. Tighten it up a little bit more and keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting. And then it'll just break just like that. And you've got a perfectly trimmed piece of EMT. We had to do this like 15, 20 times. Took us about 45 minutes, but the savings was substantial. It was almost a $500 savings. Definitely worth it if you're trying to save some money on just some easy EMT pipe. Like we told you, we got all these cut real easy. We followed the instructions. These are the longer guys, and we're gonna use 2 of them all the way across for the longer spans. And then these ones are the shorter ones to go for the height. There'll be 2 of those on every spot where the height goes. And then these are just some small, these actually give you the space behind the screen that you need for relief from actually hitting a ball into your drywall or anything else that you might have behind the screen. Okay, and once you have all the pipes cut, it's pretty simple. They give you a really easy how-to guide. You can follow our video. We'll do the best we can showing you how we do it, but I recommend highly going to Carl's Place on YouTube. They have tons of how-tos and tutorials on making sure that you do this absolutely perfectly. But we'll show you kind of our process, how it works out for us, and then we'll come back after we're done building it for the grand reveal. Now this is when the fun really begins. Unpacking everything, getting an enclosure actually up is definitely one of the most rewarding things and parts of this project. We will reiterate this a couple times throughout the rest of the video, but make sure you read the instructions, make sure that you know exactly what you're doing ahead of time. We did research for a while before this, and it made it so much easier. Real quick, super easy. This is a 1/2-inch socket. You'll use these to tighten them up so you don't have to do the searching for which one. 1/2-inch socket will do the trick. Thanks for the update, Past Jake. We really appreciate you telling us that a 1/2-inch socket was needed there. I forgot my daughter was in the video. Hey, future Augusta National Women's Amateur. Maybe they'll have a Women's Masters by then, who knows? But want to put that out there just so in 15 years or 16 years when that comes true, we can look back and say that I predicted it. She is a special girl, I'll tell you that. One of my favorite things about this Carl's Place enclosure was the ability to customize it to our specific needs in our garage. It fit height, width, everything perfectly because we were able to pick the exact measurements we needed. Shout out to Carl's Place. I will say that several times in this video, but we're going to link them down in the description. They're super popular, great company. The screen material is amazing. We'll show you that down the road here too, but we'll link them. Couldn't have been any more convenient. One other thing, if you're not subscribed to us yet, please click that subscribe button. It's completely free and goes a long way in helping us create this content for you. We have a goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and you clicking that button gets us one closer to that. We're starting small, but we believe one follower at a time and we can get there. Okay, so we're done with the initial install. Let's show you kind of what we're working with here. So when you put these in first, you just want to lightly tighten them to pressure. You saw one of these fall, which is kind of what happens, especially if you only have 2 guys doing this. I would not recommend trying to do this solo. Find a buddy, get somebody off Craigslist, go to Home Depot, find somebody standing there on the curb. I don't know, find somebody to help you because this is pretty straightforward, but also really nice to have a second set of hands. If you come over here, you can kind of see what we did. We initially put these back risers up here. And like I explained, that's for actually actually an add-on that Carl's offers if you have any kind of ambient light coming in from behind the simulator. We don't, so we aren't going to install that at least initially, but we'll kind of test it as we go. But yeah, I mean, it's really solidly built. The 1-inch EMT from Home Depot was perfect. We've got everything kind of rocking and rolling. The next step is to square this up, and then we put the actual black fabric over the enclosure. Now, when you're putting the fabric on the enclosure, there's a couple things to keep in mind. First of all, do things in the correct order. So we'll show you, actually Alan will explain to you in the next clip exactly which order we went from top to bottom or whatever. But the second thing is, and we told you we reiterate this, take your time. We didn't need to rush through this. It's not going to make the process go any faster. I actually think rushing through it, you'll have to go back and redo things as we did. We Velcroed the wrong Velcro strip on the front of the enclosure. We had to redo that, which caused us to lose a little bit of time. So do it right the first time, follow the instructions, and you'll be good to go. So we just got word that dinner's ready inside. We're hungry. We're going to go take a bite, take a break, get a bite to eat, whatever, and then we'll be back.
Hey guys, so we're back from dinner. By the way, it was fantastic.
What do we have?
We had stir fry chicken and vegetables.
Let's go.
Kind of healthy.
Let's go.
So we just wanted to kind of update you where we're at. So we started to put the actual enclosure cover on, and the instructions are pretty clear, and you want to make sure to follow these tips. You want to start with the inside corners up on top, because that kind of squares it when you first begin. Then you come down here to this bottom piece, and it runs along here, and that brings this flush with the front. Then you go along and you want to do this front piece. I recommend starting from the bottom and working your way up to let gravity work in your favor. And then once that's connected, what we're going to do next is we're going to come up front here, and we're going to Velcro that whole piece along the front. And then the last step will be get the bungee balls, and we attach them to these whole grommets right here in the back, and we're going to run them around the bar, and that's what's going to hold it tight.
Yes. And then obviously it's all just hook and loop. It's all just Velcro, super easy. We're going to have to redo these sides upon watching the instructions. You want to actually put them up close because we're going to have the shank nets that will attach the outside strip. So we'll redo that really quick, and then we'll hop right back on this and continue to show you what we're doing.
Yes, we will.
Okay, so now that we've got all the fabric enclosed and Velcroed, it's time to do these ball bungee straps. Really straightforward. All you do is tuck the string through the grommet there and loop it around. And bang, really easy. You want to make sure the actual ball is facing away, just in case there's an errant golf ball. But you know, just got about, I don't know, how many of these to do? I don't know.
50?
50?
And I wish I could tell you the exact amount, but I did not count. So if you order a Carl's Place Enclosure and know how many ball bungees that you have, put that in the comments down below. I'd love to know, because I'm not going to walk out to the garage to count. In reality, this was one of the easier parts of the build. It just took, 4 or 5 minutes to throw these on there. Very straightforward.
So when you're doing these, make sure that when you do the bottom corner that you actually loop the bungee through both eye holes of the grommet that's on the bottom and on the side, so that it holds it in there tight.
Just like that. Dang, son. Hey, shout out to the Goon Squad. Simon, our boys out there in Tennessee. Inspiration for sure, but check this thing out now. Now that the bungees have been put on, look how much smoother and beautiful this thing is. I mean, this thing ain't going nowhere. This thing ain't going nowhere. Super sturdy, super well made. Shout out to Carl's Place. Link in the description for all the stuff that we've used so far in the video. But man, smoothed out nice. There's probably a little work we can do up in these corners with the Velcro, but we'll do that as we go. We still have to put the foam in there and everything, but now it's onto the screen.
Not so fast, midget. Not so fast. Midget? Yeah, little guy.
Whoa, sorry, Coach, you're right. I did miss a step. We're actually going to put the Baffle up. First of all, anybody else think Lee Corso's out of pocket for the midget comment? I absolutely love College Game Day. We're big college football fans. Throw your favorite team in the comments below. But back to the Baffle. We're throwing it up. It's actually meant to stop shots from coming back at you. Took 2 seconds. Just want to let you know that we skipped a step. And now that the safety baffle is done, it is actually time to move on to the screen. The things to keep in mind here, you don't want the screen to touch the floor as much as possible. When we unfolded it here after we got the first zip tie up, the bottom edge touches the floor, and I think that's pretty much inevitable, but as much as possible, don't have the screen on the floor. It's meant to be white and stay white, give you the best picture that the Carl's Place premium screen can give you for your projector. Second, you're going to go and adjust all the top zip ties, I should say. And as you do that, it's super helpful to have a partner, and I'll go into that in the next time lapse. It's just helpful to have you have another set of eyes to keep things as even as possible. Now you see us tightening this screw at the bottom of the screen. There's actually a cable that runs from end to end. When tightening this, the instructions make it clear, but just to reiterate, you want to tighten it enough that it's taut, but not enough that it's actually putting pressure and bending your enclosure. You'll be able to see that pretty easily, and you'll know right when to stop, but just make sure you don't over tighten it, because that can cause issues for you down the road.
Okay, so now that we've got the top bungees done, and then we connected that little cable on the bottom there, we need to go over the top and make sure that it's even all the way, even with the floor. We did a pretty good job already, but we're just gonna make some final touches, and then it'll be on to the side zip ties.
One of the nice things about working with a partner is that it's super easy to ensure that the screen is nice and even. What you see here is me tightening the zip ties on the top bit by bit to make sure that we've got an even look on the floor, and Alan's standing back there letting me know if I need to tighten them a little bit tighter or not. The nice thing also about Carl's Place is they send you a ton of these zip ties. Inevitably one is going to break, or you're going to over tighten one by just a touch. It allows you to have a little bit of flexibility. You don't need to worry about running out of these things. We had a ton of them, but the screen was by far the most time consuming part of this, but it was still super manageable, and we are super happy with how easy this was.
So just like that, we have our Carl's Place simulator screen up and running. Now, part of this is we need to test to make sure that we tightened the zip ties to the correct tightness to ensure that we don't have the ball flying back at us. So for the ceremonial first shot on the golf simulator, Alan has nominated me since we don't have pipe cover or the foam pieces on there. So just in case Alan shanks one, which
Yes, sir.
You've never shanked a ball.
No, never.
You've never shanked a ball before, but just in case, I'm gonna hit one, which means that I'll shank it, and it's gonna be on camera for you to laugh at. So one thing to remember with golf simulator screens, always use brand new balls. Make sure your clubs are clean. I've already done that. And right now we are gonna do this. So let's get a ball out. We'll go ahead and put it on the burr tee. Never hit off one of these before. Got the TaylorMade Sim 2 driver with the Tour AD DIIZ 7 gram or 70 gram X Flex shaft right here. And without further ado, let's do this thing. Mildly terrifying. Jesus, take the wheel. Now that one was definitely a block in real life, but that was a perfect amount of recoil. It barely bounced back. Now we don't have the turf on there, so it's obviously gonna roll. The turf would obviously help with that, but absolutely perfect shot, absolutely perfect screen. We're gonna go ahead and work on finishing this thing up. I think he's channeling no laying up right there with that pose. Little tour sauce. Paging Solly and DJ and Big Randy and all the boys. Okay, Alan's gonna give it a whack now. Hopefully he doesn't hit one off the pipes. Right down the middle, perfect recoil. What do you think, Alan?
Felt great.
It looked
If I could
great.
just do that on the course, everything would be perfect.
It looked great.
All right, so now it's time to put the foam in. So we're going to put it around the perimeter to help protect us when we hit the ball up so it doesn't hit the bar and come back at us. So we got them out of the box. We started looking at them, and Jake and I were trying to figure out which ones went where. And then Jake so kindly pointed out that Carl's was nice enough to put marks on the ends of them, S for side, and then down here they got T for the top. So we wouldn't screw it up, and it's kind of idiot proof, which I personally need. And so we're really glad. Thanks, Carl's, for doing that for us so that we didn't mess it up.
The foam was super easy. I don't really think I need to explain this too much. It's very straightforward. One thing I do want to ask is let me know what you think in the comments below of this style with the voiceover. I know there was a ton of voiceover today because building the enclosure was like a semi-long process. I wanted to give you guys as much info as possible and keep it interesting. And this is kind of like having my own little podcast here. So let me know what you think. Tell me in the comments below. You're not going to hurt my feelings. We're so new into this and we're making these videos for you. So we want to know what you think, what content that you want, and how you want it delivered. We're pretty flexible at this point. So let us know what you think. But overall, 10 out of 10 on the Carl's Place enclosure. And we're really looking forward to seeing how it wears. And I have a feeling this thing's going to last for quite a long time.
Ooh-wee, we're finally done with the Carl's Place C-Series custom enclosure. Honestly, couldn't have been any easier to install. There were a couple things that we did wrong, just as, first time ever setting it up. But make sure you watch the video that we posted. Obviously, you've watched it, but make sure you watch the ones that Carl's Place puts out. We didn't really get stuck, but if you did, their tutorial on their YouTube page, super simple, super easy. We'll link it in the description below for your convenience. But man, look at this thing, Alan. Check this out.
Oh,
I mean,
dang,
it's
dude.
as tight as it needs to be. All the Velcro came in really nice and flat. There's a couple areas that we'll probably straighten up just to make it absolutely perfect. It's easier to do it now. But man, that logo is pretty cool up there. Let's get them a picture of this baffle here. So the intent behind that, a lot of people think it's to stop high shots from hitting high. It's actually meant to stop a shot that hits in the middle to the upper part of the screen from coming up and actually ricocheting back towards you. So that's going to completely stop all that. We might monkey around with where the placement of it, but we basically just tried to put it 4 to 6 inches away from the screen because that's what they recommend. But to end this, let's hit a couple of shots here, see if I can swing. I got to be honest, swinging with this microphone on is actually super distracting, but we'll have to get used to it to create the lovely content you guys are expecting from us. But I mean, man, oh, a little thin, but look at that bounce back. Perfect, right back to where we needed it.
Meant to be.
Let's try it one more time. See if we can get one a little higher launched. Oh, that one was a little off the toe. Anyway, well, thanks for watching, guys. The turf for the rest of the enclosure is coming back tomorrow. So next video that you'll see will be us rolling out the turf that we ordered, probably trimming it up because it comes in 15-foot wide bundles, and we obviously only have a little under 14. And then you'll also see us probably trim the teeth off of that so this thing sits flush. But by the end of the next video, we will have absolutely everything installed besides the projector, the computer, and the launch monitor, which we have the launch monitor and the computer in hand right now. It's a secret which one we went with for now. But when the projector shows up, we'll get everything all dialed in, and then we're gonna be creating content for you guys constantly. Let us know in the comments below what you wanna see, any courses on either GS Pro or FX 2020, FX Pro, any of that that you wanna see. And I think it'll be perfect. So for now, keep them straight.